Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. I hope you're having yourself a great day. Today we're going to talk about Welcome to Rathe, a market update for you. If you want access to all this information, all of this data, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG, where you can get access to a collection tracker that allows you to see the value of your collection updated in real time. We will have Tales of Aria added to this hopefully by the end of this week. It also gets you access to a 10% off discount code over at Midtown Merchant, which is, of course, Mitch will have a bunch of Tales of Aria singles here in the next couple weeks. And it also is just a great way to support the channel. So head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG in order to get access to that. Without further ado, let's hop in to WTR. We've got a big market update for you. A lot of sold listings this week, a lot of things to chat about, particularly in alpha. So right now, sealed boxes are popping in right at around $4,500, and that is why isn't that not shown to you? Right around $4,500, and I'm gonna pop it up for you right now. And this is a interesting thing because it has ticked up pretty significantly. We were at $3,800 for a while. We had two sold listings right around $4,500. We also had this kind of two box thing that sold for $7,200. I have seen a few of them floating around the 4,000 mark over on Facebook, but we're kind of just trying to track the public things right now that we don't know what happens behind the scenes. So right now, that's kind of where we are at $4,500. Meanwhile, you can still get boxes of Unlimited for around $59 over on TCG Player as well. This is up 18% at $4,500 and is tracking in the more direction that I think a lot of people hope that it goes. All right, let's talk about the Heart of Fyendal. There was a sold listing this week to chat about. I'm going to put it at 15 grand. Now, here, some people are going to get on me about that. Here's what happens. So if you pull this up on 130 point, which pulls this, so 130 point is supposedly supposed to pull best offer accepted price. Now, this Heart of Fyendal best offer accepted price, according to 130 point, is $1,500. If you actually click on the listing, it actually claims that it was a bid at 25 grand. This says the best offer is at 25,000. I don't know what to tell you. Here's what I know. Typically, when a best offer is accepted, you're able to search the source code of this site, of the eBay site, and it will pop up and tell you what the tax ID price is. You are not able to do that for this listing. I don't really know what to tell you. You're not able to do that for this listing. That all being said, there was also one listed on Facebook this week, and that one was listed for $13K. And so that's kind of where I went with this $15,000 price point. It was simply put based on the, honestly, I don't know what I would have done without this listing at $13K. I probably would have had to split the gap because I don't actually know what this one sold for. I have reached out to the seller. They have not responded to me. The other weird thing about this is that the seller only doesn't have any rating. I think it was a seller. Yeah, the seller has a 0 rating, which is always kind of sketchy. So again, it's hard to tell you what to do. That being said, it does appear that the Heart is seeing some increase in attention. Now, whether that attention is at 15K or 13K or 25K, you're going to have to deal with that yourself. If you have one for sale, I would hold on, honestly, to 25K. If you are trying to buy one, I would go buy that 13K one. That seems like a great deal. That's even below these price points that we were. Again, the card didn't start spiking as a result of the print run numbers until this March number went from 28 to 50. But even before then, we had gone from 15 to 28. So, all right, let's move on. Meanwhile, the Unlimited Heart is down to 175. All right, let's move on to a first edition. Still more things to talk about. There's a lot of things moving this week. We had a Mask of Momentum also sell this week for $2,800, which is up from the last couple of weeks. We were at $2,400 about a month ago. This month we're at $2,800. This has always been one of the more pricey legendaries in the set. It's always been kind of the top tier of the class specific. Meanwhile, nothing else really selling. There was a tunic that sold for $10K that was a 9.5. So you can take that and do what you will with it based on the 9.5 price point. You can see these, these numbers. You're you're starting to see some flatlining going on. We had the huge spike, and then we had the drop, and now we're just kind of all flat all across the board on a lot of these cards. Your average price then is up 3% to an average of $2,500. Looking at your first edition cold foil commons, honestly, not a lot moving. A lot of the price points that are being offered for these cards are significantly higher than the last sold listings. So this kind of takes around the last sold listings. There was a Snapdragon Scalers that sold for $455. There was a Heart and Cross Strap that sold for $350. There's another Goliath Gauntlet that sold for $325 as well. So you're starting to see the market kind of, I don't know, again, flatline. You're going to see a lot of this flatlining going on, especially as we approach these price points that people bought up on, because people don't like to sell things to lose money. People like to sell things to make their money back or to particularly gain money. So, and a lot of these people who bought here sold up here in order to double their money, which is something that was happening. So you're going to see a lot of flatlining on a lot of these cards until either we start to see a slow trickle down or a slow trickle up. I'm not sure which one it will be, and neither are you. So let's talk about Majestics. Meanwhile, a Crippling Crush sold for $475, and this is one of the cards that you've seen often sell for high price points like this. I don't know what it is about Crippling Crush. I don't know if it's one individual who really likes the card, but oftentimes Crippling Crush is one of the first ones to move before we start seeing some other ones kind of follow suit. I don't know what the deal is, but Crippling Crush usually is one of the higher cards here in the Majestic Rainbow Foils. Obviously, I'm talking about the class-specific ones because Enlightened Strike and the Tome of Fyendal are always going to be kind of the highest tier of those cards because they are generic. So your average Majestic then is up 3% Rainbow Foil to $634. Meanwhile, there was a weird sale, of an Ancestral Empowerment that was an auction on eBay that ended at $12.50. So that's kind of driving things down. Your average regular Majestic is sitting at $62.95, which is down 7%. All right. Super rares, not a ton going on. There was a Pounding Gale that sold for $68 on eBay in the Rainbow Foil. The other ones are just kind of all being shuffled around at the same price points. You're down to $12.43 for the regular, and down to $102.96 for the Rainbow Foil. As we look forward to the Rainbow Rare Foils, keep in mind, I just used TCG low on these price points. You're up 3.5% at $34. Nothing huge to talk about. Drone of Brutality, still a card that is, slightly moving up every now and then. Nothing major to talk about. Cards drying up on the marketplace. Same thing with the regular rares. We're up slightly. As people buy these things, I think what happens with these is, if someone's going to buy a card and they have to pay for free shipping over $5, maybe they switch one to a non-foil rare in order to get that price point. But this is kind of where we are on everything at $275 for the non-foils. Rainbow Foil Commons, there is significant value in the Rainbow Foil Commons. Cards like Sink Below kind of fluctuate up and down, and they get purchased, and then when the $10 one gets purchased, the next lowest is like $50. So it pops up again. So don't worry about the ups and downs. This kind of just takes an average again to get you your EV. It's really hard to price these things out because I think a lot of them usually move in lots. Although I will say, like Razor Reflex, Unmovable, Pummel, all those kind of, Sink Belows, all the kind of sought after common rainbow foils will always have a significant amount of value. And you should, if you can, get your hands on some of them because I think they're really cool cards. So, all right, regular commons, your average is around $1. It's gonna be hard to find that many people to buy them for you for that much. So let's talk about the expected value. We're actually slightly up if you are just doing one box, as a result of the Legendaries moving. As a result of the Majestic Rainbow Foils going up. That's why that number went up. If you're doing the whole one case, we're also up because the Legendaries went up as well. But if you take out the Fable. If you keep the Fable in, that causes us to go down 2.5% because the Fable lost so much value. So that's how that works. This no regular commons does not include the Fable. Does include the Fable. The no Fable one is this one. This is like if you open up a case, and then this one right here doesn't include the Legendary, and that just includes the Rainbow Foil Majestic. So all in all, it's definitely not worth it to open a box. You and I both knew that, but you can see kind of the holistic value of the cards is going up if you don't include the Fable, but it's going down if you include the Fable. So all right, if you want access to this stuff, head on over to ev.kitchentablетcg.com and you can put in a expected value for yourself, especially as you get to unlimited. That is not part of the Patreon. That's just a free tool for you. ev.kitchentablетCG.com. Unlimited Fyendal Spring Tunic finally kind of cooling off of its huge dip. This right here is where we saw the release of Crucible Unlimited, which caused the significant drop in the tunic price. We're kind of leveling out here at 141. Mask of Momentum is actually up to 130. Tectonic Plating still ticking up as people are going for Guardian at 110. Brave Forge Bracers down to 69. Scabskin Leathers down to 53. Your average then is just over $100. Looking at your unlimited Majestics, everything's kind of down this week. With the exception of Ancestral Empowerment. Interesting to see some of the ninja stuff picking back up. I don't know, perhaps people are getting, I don't know, I don't want to make any speculation. Perhaps coming off the calling, I will anyway. Perhaps coming off the calling, people are going to hop back into some blitz and some armories or something, and that might be causing the ninja cards to pop back up as people maybe go back to like Ira or something. Anyway, Spinal Crush also going up, no surprise there with Guardian. But realistically, average price is sitting at 17 for the rainbow foils and 12 or 13 for the regulars. With E-Strike, where you at E-Strike? E-Strike sitting at 69 for the rainbow foil and 59 for the non-foil, and Tome of Fyendal at 37 and 23. Look at your super rares. Nothing's going down on the rainbow foil side. Your average price is right about the same. These always kind of fluctuate up and down because the prices are so low on them. If you see big percentages like 75% loss, keep in mind that you could be dealing with only like a quarter in some of these regular ones. All in all, your rainbow foils are at an average of $1.40 and your regulars are at an average of 75 cents, which are significantly down at 20%. Again, as people open these are hard to move. Rainbow foil rare pricing, we're down 18%. No big surprise here. Again, you just have so many boxes being opened when boxes are $60. The market just can't keep up with it. So let's move on to the regular rares. Your average is 17 cents, which is up 12%. Again, this one you're seeing like Energy Potion, Sigil of Solace, Flick Flack. I'm not sure why Drone of Brutality is going up, but Overpower. This is all just pulled from TCG low on the rares and commons. Rainbow foil rare or common price. So keep in mind, like Sink Below at $4. It seems like a pretty good deal. Snapdragon Scalers, a lot of these are decent deals. And if you are looking for those cards to fill out a deck or bling out a deck with Red Razor Reflexes, I mean, Red Razor Fleet Reflex, if you can get one, I mean, when I pulled this, there was one listed for $1. So that seems like a good deal if you're trying to fill out your common rainbow foil collection, because those are very stingy to get. It's very hard to pull them. So. All right, lastly, let's talk about our expected value per box. Really, if you're going to open up 40 boxes, you'd be sitting around $77. That includes the Fable. If you take out the Fable, which really you don't need the Fable because the Fable's essentially not really worth that much. You take out the Fable, you just open case, like 2 or 3 cases, your average would be about $73 because the Legendary. See how huge of a population or how huge of a ratio this Legendary takes up in the EV. If you take out that Legendary option, you're only opening one box, you're really only going to be sitting around $48. And keep in mind that the Majestic Regular takes up a huge price too. And as a result of the Majestic Regular, if you don't hit an E-Strike or a Tome, you could be sitting not super good as well. So it's all averages and, estimations. All in all, I mean, it's still worth it to open a case. If you can get a case, I would open it. If you're looking for something fun to do, I think it's probably worth it to do. If you want to pick and choose what you want included in the EV, you can actually take out and make it only Majestics and the Legendaries, whatever you want to do. Head on over to ev.kitchentablетcg.com. If you want to support the content like this and want access to a collection tracker, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG, where you get access to a collection tracker. And like I said, we should have Tales of Aria up by the end of the week. That's the goal. No promises, but that is the goal. Hope you guys have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you, and we will see you again tomorrow for some videos.